President Donald Trump convened a summit in Miami, dubbed the Shield of the Americas, where he urged leaders from 12 countries to take military action against drug cartels and transnational gangs. The meeting took place at the Trump National Doral, Miami on March 7, 2026, aimed to strengthen U.S. efforts to combat cartels and push back against Chinese influence in the Western Hemisphere. Leaders from Argentina, Bolivia, Chile, Costa Rica, the Dominican Republic, Ecuador, El Salvador, Guyana, Honduras, Panama, Paraguay, Trinidad and Tobago were present. Meanwhile, major regional powers like Brazil and Mexico were notably absent. Trump emphasized the threat posed by drug trafficking cartels and highlighted the need for a coordinated military response. He also hinted at the possibility of the U.S. turning its attention to Cuba after the ongoing war with Iran. This suggests potential diplomatic shifts in the region. The summit underscores Trump's broader strategy to reassert U.S. dominance in Latin America, focusing on regional security and countering the influence of other global powers. The exclusion of key nations like Brazil and Mexico highlights ongoing tensions and differing approaches to addressing cartel activity and foreign policy in the area. Oil prices have surged past the $90 a barrel mark following attacks by the U.S. and Israel on Iran. This leads to significant disruptions in oil supplies through the Strait of Hormuz. The escalating conflict has caused a 36% increase in American crude prices and a 27% rise in Brent prices. Shipping routes through the Persian Gulf and the Strait of Hormuz, critical for global oil trade, have been severely impacted. Kuwait, in response to the escalating tensions, has reduced its oil production. This move, along with attacks on oil facilities and refineries in the Middle East, has led to a reduction of about 9 million barrels of oil per day in the market. President Donald Trump has indicated that the military operations could last for several weeks, further unsettling global energy markets and raising consumer costs. In Europe, diesel prices have doubled, and jet fuel prices in Asia have risen by nearly 200%. The United States, a net exporter of oil, is also facing increased prices at the pump, with a gallon of regular gasoline rising by about 43 cents in just a week. The situation remains fluid, with experts suggesting that the full impact on global oil supplies and prices will continue to be felt as the conflict persists. A Russian missile hit a 5-story apartment building in Kharkiv, Ukraine, early Saturday morning, killing at least 10 people. This includes 2 children. President Volodymyr Zelensky condemned the attack, calling for an international response to protect Ukrainian civilians. The missile strike was part of a broader Russian military operation involving 29 missiles and 480 drones. These attacks targeted energy facilities in Kiev and other central regions of Ukraine. According to official reports, Ukrainian air defense systems successfully intercepted 19 missiles and 453 drones, with hits recorded at 22 locations across the country. The Kharkiv mayor, Ihor Talarico, confirmed the building was hit by a new Russian cruise missile, known as Escalating I-30. This latest attack underscores the ongoing threat to Ukraine's civilian infrastructure. Emergency workers are combing through the rubble in Kharkiv, searching for survivors. President Zelensky emphasized the need for continued international support to bolster Ukraine's defenses against Russian military advances. The situation is still developing, with officials working to provide assistance and assess the extent of the damage. Pope Leo XIV has appointed Italian Archbishop Gabriele Caxia as the new Vatican ambassador to the United States, replacing the retiring Cardinal Christophe Pierre. The appointment comes as the Vatican aims to navigate complex relations with the U.S. government, particularly over issues such as immigration policies and the ongoing war in Iran. Caxia, 68, is a veteran diplomat who previously served as the Holy See's ambassador to the United Nations in New York. His appointment signals a diplomatic shift in Vatican-U.S. relations, which have been strained due to the Trump administration's policies. The new ambassador will face significant challenges as he works to maintain the Holy See's diplomatic neutrality, while addressing humanitarian concerns raised by the war and immigration issues. The relationship between the Holy See and the U.S. is critical. given the significant financial contributions of U.S. Catholics to the Holy See. As tensions persist, CACSIA will play a crucial role in fostering dialogue and understanding between the two entities. Pope Leo's emphasis on peace and unity underscores the importance of this diplomatic transition. The situation continues to develop. Officials are expected to provide further guidance on how the new ambassadorship will proceed in the coming weeks. Late Saturday. Pillars of flame rose above an oil storage facility in Tehran as Israel escalated its strikes in the ongoing conflict with Iran. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vowed many surprises for the next phase of the war. As Iran blamed both the U.S. and Israel for the attack on the oil facility, which appears to be the first targeting a civilian industrial site. The strikes have raised global concerns about the intensifying conflict. Since the war began a week ago, at least 1,230 people have been killed in Iran. More than 290 in Lebanon. 11 in Israel, with 6 U.S. troops also losing their lives. The U.S. and Israel have targeted Iran's military capabilities, leadership, and nuclear program. Meanwhile, Iran's internal divisions over how to respond to the attacks could complicate diplomatic efforts to de-escalate the situation. The conflict continues to have significant global implications, affecting markets and diplomatic relations. As the situation remains volatile, both sides prepare for further actions in what is an increasingly complex and dangerous scenario. Deadly tornadoes swept through southern Michigan and eastern Oklahoma on Friday, March 6, 2026, resulting in 6 fatalities. This includes a 12-year-old boy. The National Weather Service confirmed 4 tornadoes in Michigan, with an EF3 tornado causing significant damage in the Union Lake area. In Oklahoma, at least 2 people lost their lives in a single tornado event near Beggs. The storms, which also caused extensive damage to homes and infrastructure, prompted local officials to declare a state of emergency in affected regions. In Michigan, Branch, Cass, and St. Joseph counties have declared emergencies to facilitate rapid response and recovery efforts. Similar measures have been taken in several Oklahoma counties. Weather experts recommend residents in tornado-prone areas to prepare in advance by having a weather radio and a safety plan in place. Immediate assistance and resources are being provided by local authorities to help those affected by the severe weather. As recovery efforts continue, officials urge residents to remain vigilant and follow local safety guidelines. President Donald Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance joined the families of 6 U.S. soldiers killed in a drone strike in Kuwait at Dover Air Force Base in Delaware for a dignified transfer ceremony on Saturday, March 7, 2026. The ceremony honored service members from the 103 Sustainment Command, who were part of a larger military campaign against Iran. The soldiers, all from the 103 Sustainment Command based in Des Moines, Iowa, included Maj. Jeffrey O'Brien, Capt. Cody Cork, Chief Warrant Officer 3 Robert Marzin, ST-1 Class Nicole Ammer, ST-1 Class Noah Titgens. Declan Cody. The dignified transfer is a standard protocol for returning the remains of U.S. service members killed in action. The solemn event was attended by top administration officials, governors, and senators from various states, underscoring the national significance of the loss. The ceremony, marked by the solemn transfer of the soldiers' remains, highlights the respect and dignity afforded to fallen service members and their families. Trump and other officials were present to pay tribute to the soldiers and express their condolences to the grieving families. Texas voters have spoken in the Democratic primary, with James Talarico defeating Jasmine Crockett in the race for the United States Senate nomination. The victory signals a shift towards a more centrist candidate among Democrats in the Lone Star State. Early voting trends show a significant increase in Democratic engagement compared to previous years. This highlights the party's focus on addressing economic issues like inflation and affordability. Talarico, known for his ability to reach across the aisle and appeal to a broader coalition of voters, secured a decisive lead in suburban areas and regions with large Hispanic populations. Crockett, who had strong support in major metropolitan areas and eastern Texas, performed well, but fell short of the majority needed to avoid a runoff election. The Texas Democratic primary is seen as an early indicator of the party's direction in the upcoming midterm elections. Talarico's victory suggests that Democrats are favoring a candidate who can resonate with a wider spectrum of voters, potentially setting the stage for a competitive November race against the Republican nominee. The situation is still developing, with both parties now focusing on their respective runoff elections to determine the final candidates for the November general election. The ongoing conflict between the United States, Israel, and Iran continues to escalate with no clear end in sight. Since October 2023, the region has seen multiple airstrikes and missile attacks, involving not only the three main belligerents but also Gulf Arab states allied with the United States. On the ground, this has led to significant military and civilian casualties. Meanwhile, the air war has seen confrontations such as the recent downing of United States F-15E Strike Eagles by Kuwaiti air defenses in a likely friendly fire incident. President Donald Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu have outlined their visions for victory. This emphasizes the destruction of Iran's missile industry and naval capabilities. Trump has stated that his goal is to obliterate Iran's missile infrastructure and weaken its ability to influence regional proxies, aiming to bring about regime change through military pressure. Netanyahu, facing domestic political challenges, seeks a decisive military victory that would dismantle Iran's ability to threaten Israel and its allies. The conflict reflects deeper tensions over Iran's nuclear ambitions and its influence in the region. Iran's regime, however, appears determined to withstand the attacks, relying on a well-structured defense system designed to survive and continue operations despite significant military pressure. This resilience complicates the prospects for a quick resolution, as each side remains committed to its objectives. This leads to continued military engagements and diplomatic challenges. The situation remains fluid with potential for further escalation. As the conflict enters its months-long phase, the region and international community watch closely for any signs of de-escalation or a shift in the balance of power. President Donald Trump addressed issues concerning Cuba and praised cooperation with Venezuela during a summit with Latin American leaders on March 7, 2026. Trump emphasized the importance of regional stability and economic partnerships in his statement. This reflects his broader approach to foreign policy in Latin America. The summit, which included discussions on security issues and economic partnerships, highlighted the U.S. commitment to strengthening diplomatic ties among Latin American countries. Trump's comments underscore the ongoing efforts to address geopolitical challenges in the region and to foster greater cooperation and stability. The situation remains under review as officials continue to assess the implications of Trump's statements and the outcomes of the summit. In a recent investigative report by NPR, it has been revealed that Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell used their connections to the Interlochen Center for the Arts in Michigan to target vulnerable young girls during their visits there. The Interlochen Center for the Arts, renowned for its youth programs, provided a setting where Epstein and Maxwell could manipulate and exploit these girls. The report details how Epstein and Maxwell leveraged their influence to gain access to the Interlochen Center for the Arts, exploiting its reputation and youth programs to manipulate and recruit young girls. This report adds to the growing body of evidence detailing the predatory activities of Epstein and Maxwell across various locations. This emphasizes the need for heightened awareness and protective measures in arts and educational settings for vulnerable youth. The findings underscore the need for stricter oversight and protective measures to safeguard young people in arts and educational environments from potential exploitation. Script: a plaque honoring the law enforcement officers who responded to the violent riot at the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021, was finally unveiled on March 7, 2026, after a 3-year delay. The ceremony took place at the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C., aimed at recognizing the bravery and sacrifices of the police during the insurrection. The unveiling comes as part of ongoing efforts to commemorate the efforts of law enforcement personnel who played a crucial role in ensuring the safety and security of the Capitol during the crisis. The original plan was to honor the officers promptly after the incident, but logistical and procedural complexities led to the delay. The plaque serves as a visible tribute to the officers' actions and a reminder of the events that unfolded on that day. With the unveiling now complete, the focus shifts to the lasting impact of the tribute and how it will continue to honor the contributions of law enforcement in future years.